Hello there everyone and welcome to Let's Play Robocop on NES. We are still celebrating the 30-year anniversary of Robocop. The movie came out on July the 17th, 1987, and even although today is already the 18th of July, we can still celebrate, right? I'm playing on an original American NES. I fortunately got the game to work. And I've already played the Game Boy version yesterday. Now it's time to check out the NES version. Let me quickly go back to the main part of the title screen. You can see here the game was made by Data East in 1989. And Data East made a bunch of fairly primitive NES games back in 1985 and 1986, which were still the early years of the NES. So let's see how well they made Robocop, shall we? Let me go back to the main part of the title screen. And then we are being presented with two options here, start and continue. Continue refers to continuing after a game over. You get 3 continues in total. But since we haven't played the game yet, the only logical option to choose is start. Except it didn't let me choose start in time. The title screen continued again, so let's try this again. Okay, let me start. There we finally go. You see a cutscene being played here. Robocop is firing his gun, but we don't hear any sound effects of the gun, making this a pretty bad cutscene in my opinion. Arrest mode, 2nd Street, Nash Avenue, crime in progress. And then the game already starts. Bad guys are approaching us and we can only punch them. Even although in the middle of the screen it says that we have infinite ammunition for our gun, so why the hell don't we just use our gun? Makes absolutely no sense, as we're being overrun by a biker. Then there's a purple guy jumping out of the window, because why the hell not? Let's keep on punching guys and climb up those stairs and grab this little bottle with the letter P on it, which refilled our bar with the letter P in the lower left corner. This stands for your power bar. The power bar gets lowered when you get hit by enemies. Now Robocop randomly pulled the gun out of his ass. Why the hell didn't he just use the gun in the very beginning already? Makes absolutely no sense that he restricted his weapon use to fists only. But yeah. So getting hit by enemies reduces your power bar. If the power bar is empty, then we die, of course. And then there's another bar with the letter T. The manual refers to it as the energy bar. You can refill it with these things here with the lightning symbols on it, the battery rechargers as the manual calls it. So why does it say T if it stands for energy? Well, it probably stands for time, because the energy gradually decreases just as time goes on. And again, losing all your energy also results in death, I think. Although I don't know for sure, I've never had my energy run out. There was a blue bottle with the letter P on it a few seconds ago, by the way. And the blue bottles refill your power completely. Let's enter this building, which happens automatically, and then it's the first boss fight. There's this guy who cannot be hit with his gun. He blocks the shots. He tries to walk towards us and punch us. And if we just try to punch him, then as you can see, this doesn't really work. So the strategy, I think, is to make him raise his fist by shooting, and then he is pretty defenseless, and then you can just punch him repeatedly until he dies. We get refilled our health back from the amount of energy that we had left as we cleared the stage. Then Robocop opened his mouth, but again it didn't make any sound effects. And arrest mode, City Hall, crime in progress. So now we are here, probably about to approach the City Hall during nighttime. This time we have our gun immediately, and there's these guys shooting from above. You cannot jump in this game, by the way. That's always bad in my opinion if it's a side-scrolling action game in which you cannot jump. But what you can do is you can press the select button and then block. Enemies can now still hit you from behind, I think, which makes sense because Robo is clearly protecting his front side with his fist here. But yeah. Yeah, did you see that? I just blocked this dog. If you get hit by an enemy while blocking, then Robocop will immediately stop blocking. You can use it here. Did you see that? We blocked that flame there from the flamethrower, and as soon as Robocop got hit, he immediately lowered his fists again. And blocking is a vital move in the game. We will need it to survive later on. There's this grenade throwing dude here, and then there's this blue bottle with P, which, as I said, fully replenishes our health. And then we enter the city hall. And of course now we don't use the gun anymore, because I guess firing inside this house here is too violent. The city hall, I think this is the part where in the movie there was this guy who kidnapped the mayor. And yeah, so let's see how well this goes here. You can enter those doors here, by the way, that we demonstrated. But as far as I know, there's no point. There's nothing really... Yeah, look, there's absolutely nothing in here. There was no point to go in here. Couldn't go to the right, couldn't go to the left. All we can do is just go back the way we came. Then we refill our energy a little bit with the battery recharger. And we keep on climbing up the stairs. And again, going into any of these doors makes no sense, so we just keep on going to the right instead. And now we see the level 1 boss, but colored in blue. And as you can see, just punching him is pretty difficult, even although I just successfully did it. And those blue guys always drop blue bottles with the letter P to fully replenish our health. But yeah, usually it's pretty difficult to hit those guys. I failed to demonstrate it here. But yeah, now see, I keep getting hit. So the strategy usually is to just block, and immediately after you block, you try to punch them. That way you won't get any damage. And right now we got him stunned pretty much, and that's it. Once you successfully punched him once, you can rhythmically keep on pressing the button, and then you can just keep on punching him and he cannot defend himself. So here in this room, we will have limited amount of time, and the fist symbol lights up, and that indicates that we can destroy the wall with our fists. We have to do this quickly. This is a glitch. This wall is supposed to be destroyed by punching. That was a fucking glitch! Well, that's a way to get a game over. What a load of fucking shit. We will have to choose continue here. That was a load of shit. So what happens? In the lower right corner you see functions, and the fist symbol popped up, and that means that there is something that can be destroyed with fist only according to the manual. And that was the wall. You were supposed to destroy the wall with your fists before the moving spike wall kills you. But for some glitchy reason I couldn't punch the wall. It didn't get any damage from my fists. And that's just a load of fucking shit. I died because of that. Oh well. So yeah, let's talk about something else then. So yeah, you cannot jump in this game, which is really awkward in a side-scrolling shooter, because it's really not fun. I mean, it's realistic. I mean, Robocop weighs a ton. It makes sense that he can't jump, and the actor Peter Weller also said that movement was really difficult in the heavy suit, but still, fuck logic. It's a side-scroller and you should just be able to jump. Dodging enemies, as I've said, is really hard, or even impossible in some cases, and that's why they added this blocking function to make up for it. But this is still a weird gameplay mechanic, and this almost feels like a beat 'em up, because we're just punching people, but not really. Beat 'em ups like Double Dragon, for example, they work differently. I'm not a huge fan of beat 'em ups, by the way, and that's one reason why I don't really like this game, because it slightly reminds me of beat 'em ups, because we can mostly just only punch people. So yeah, that's very weird. Our functions meter is popping up in the lower right corner, and that's the infrared symbol that's popping up. But to be perfectly honest, I have no idea what it means. So let's do this successfully this time. Okay, this time the screen is shaking, which means that the wall is getting damaged, and it worked. And then there's this boss fight, who's holding the mayor hostage. I think it's the same guy as in the movie. Hitting the mayor, let me demonstrate it. I hit the mayor, and that dealt damage to ourselves. You need to wait until the mayor ducks, and then you can hit the bad guy. In the movie, Robocop punched the walls as well, and surprised the bad guy by doing so. But in this movie it's slightly different. Here we punched the wall open, and then we just openly entered the room, whereas in the movie he took the guy by surprise. Then we cleared the stage, and it's training mode time. Just shoot the targets. It's pretty much like in the Game Boy version yesterday in stage 8, except this is much better made. The crosshair moves really quickly, and in general it's just much easier to aim. This is actually really fun. In fact, this is probably the most fun part of the game, because frankly the main part of the game really isn't that great. This is really not a good Robocop game. I prefer the Game Boy version any day. The Game Boy version is a really fun and good game. I only hit 25 targets, I kinda messed up. I usually hit 27. Best I ever got was 29. Again a cutscene. Isn't that the same cutscene as after stage 1? It is, and again it just says arrest mode. We're in the factory, narcotics trafficking, suspect Clarence Boddicker. File number F blah blah blah, some numbers. So yes, I usually don't watch the cutscenes, I always skip them, but for this Let's Play I just let them play out, and this confirms my assumption that I always had, that this is supposed to be the drug factory, like in the movie, where Clarence Boddicker meets up with Sal. You can see the Cobra Assault Cannon there in the lower right corner. We will try to grab that later, and in the upper right corner there's a machine gun. To grab it, you just position yourself over it and duck. There we go. And then the question is, how do you switch weapons? That's something that I actually couldn't, for the life of myself, figure out. So I just looked it up in the manual. I bought the game complete in box, you know. Cartridge box and manual, that is. So I just looked it up in the manual, and turns out you gotta pause the game, and now pressing up or down changes weapons. Like right now we have our standard gun with infinite ammo. I press up once, and then I have the machine gun, for which we have 30 rounds of ammo out of a maximum of 255. Yeah, and that's it. There is let's switch back to the standard weapon. There's an error in the manual where it says that a machine gun upgrade gives you 50 rounds of ammunition. That's bullshit. We only got 30. That's always nice if the manual is wrong. We go up here and get another machine gun upgrade. I knew that the machine gun upgrade was here already, so that's why I kept on going up immediately, instead of just going to the right here, where you're supposed to go. This is always awkward, and I always have to go down the room back again, because after I pressed right, Robocop wouldn't go to the right. Now he finally did, and so we are on the lower level. I blocked the shot from the guy above me, and there I did it again. Yeah, I know this fairly well, so I'm always prepared, and you cannot dodge the bullets of those guys above you who shoot right down below you. Here, you just have to block them. That's the only way to dodge them, I think. We grabbed our third machine gun upgrade there. We kinda need to hurry up, because the time limit is pretty low in this stage. We are doing very well on health, because we blocked all the shots. Let's keep on going down, and then technically you don't have to go down here, but we will go down anyway, because we want that Cobra gun down there. We cannot shoot anymore, by the way, and we're back to punching only again, which is always awkward. And then we will grab the Cobra gun. There we go, and then a level 1 boss appears, and just like in stage 2, we are now in gun only mode. So unlike the stage 1 boss, you cannot use the gun on this guy to stun him anymore. So again, I resort to the stage 2 strategy, where I just block his punches and then punch back. And that went perfectly. We are very low on time, however. In my opinion, it's complete bullshit to just add pointless strict time limits in games like these. I mean, what's wrong with just having infinite time, for fuck's sake? The game's difficult enough already. I've never in my life successfully beaten this game. Furthest I ever got was to stage 6. And I only made it there 2 days ago for the first time, so stage 6 is actually still new to me. And as I've said, I've never made it further. We're almost out of time. We quickly gotta grab that battery, which only brought us up from 2 bars to 5 bars of energy, which really isn't much. Let's quickly shoot the grenade guy down there. And then we will need to defeat the next enemies very quick. We enter the door and then turns out that's the boss already. Enemies attack from behind. You just shoot upright a few times and then this guy escapes basically. Now when these guys here drop down, I select the machine gun and I'm taking down with the machine gun instead. Yeah, hitting them stuns them for a short time, so if you stun them with the machine gun, they stand no chance. And that's how I always do this. And you can see Robocop talking again. Suspect Dick Jones, Senior Vice President of OCP. This is the same cutscene as after stage 2, I think. Charge, murder of police officer. So now we are in Dick Jones's office. That would chronologically make sense because we were just in the drug factory. We saw a guy there who escaped. I wonder who that guy is. And we killed a bunch of other dudes. That's probably Sal and his friends. You know, the drug dealer Sal. And by the way, there are robots attacking us here. We need to hit them 5 times to kill them, and the explosion here deals damage to Robocop. So before moving on, you need to wait until this explosion cloud fully has disappeared. There we go. So yeah, you cannot rush this part too quick. After killing one of those robots, wow, they drop a lot of stuff right now. They dropped another machine gun. That usually never happens. But yeah, careful not to step into the explosions. Then we kill the grenade guy and we go up here. So yes, in the movie, pretty much right after the drug factory scene, Robocop goes to arrest Dick Jones, and that's what's happening here too. We are in Dick Jones's building and we're trying to arrest him because of the murder of a police officer, which of course refers to... Wait, that actually makes no sense. They said that Dick Jones is in charge of murdering a police officer. That makes no sense. Clarence Boddicker is in charge of murdering a police officer. Dick Jones only killed Bob Morton. So this thing here, by the way, with the electric beams, the only way to dodge it is to block, which I keep doing. As you can see, as soon as the beam hits Robocop, he immediately stops blocking, so you need to press select again. That's the only way to dodge this thing, I believe, because even if you stand further to the right, where it looks like it wouldn't hit you, you still get damage. This electric beam has a very, very large hitbox. Then we keep on going up. And there's this weird green guy attacking. He sometimes drops a bottle with the letter P on it, an orange one, which refills like 3 bars of power. There's this huge gun here. We cannot damage it. And the flames keep on going further. We need to block them to avoid getting damage. And I was stuck here in the beginning of the game for a long time. I did not know how to do this, and then I had an assumption. Wait, is it maybe possible that you can only damage this huge cannon here with the Cobra Assault Cannon? And look, turns out my assumption was right. That is bullshit, because you can finish stage 3 without picking up the Cobra Assault Cannon, and if you do that, then you cannot win on stage 4, because you cannot destroy that large cannon. And in particular, if you get the game over here and you choose to continue, then you're fucked. You can't get the Cobra Assault Cannon anymore, and that means that you cannot beat the stage anymore. So that's a huge design flaw. Then there's this huge thing, which reminds me of the Ad 209. You can only dodge his shots by blocking, even although sometimes it won't work. This guy has an energy bar, as you can see, and you need to hit the cannon there. Whenever it flashes green, I think, that means that you've hit it successfully. Yeah, this boss is a little bit difficult, and it took me ages before I successfully defeated it for the first time. You almost did it. Hopefully this works. Okay, thank God. Sometimes Robocop doesn't block his shots properly. No, I fucking died! Load of fucking shit! His health bar was empty. That's what seems to always happen. The health bar gets emptied, but the guy is still not dead. You still have to hit him like once more. I've only defeated this stage 4 boss once in my life. This game is flawed as fuck because, okay, I am now using... No, stupid title screen. I'm now using my second continue. We're back in stage 4, as you can see. And let me demonstrate. let me demonstrate the fatal flaw of this game. As we slowly make it through this room. Again, we are going slowly because, as I've said, let's just demonstrate it. Because we have nothing to lose now. Let me destroy the robot. Did you see that? And then the explosion still dealt damage to Robocop. Here again. I can demonstrate it now because we are fucked anyway. We cannot beat stage 4 anymore. Let's kill this guy. Let me try something. You cannot walk to the right here anymore. I'm trying to find if there's maybe a hidden Cobra Assault Cannon in this stage. If there is, then it would be possible to still clear the stage, but I really don't think it is. You can destroy those cannons here, by the way, but I think it's better to just walk past them, because they fire to the right first anyway, so if you just walk past them, then they can't hit you anymore. It's difficult to dodge those cannons, and blocking your shot is probably your best bet. Let's demonstrate this cannon here again. Yeah, do you see that? He fires the electric beam to where we are. So the only way to dodge this is to block. If we don't block, then as you can see we get hit. So I shoot twice and block, shoot twice, block, and so on. That's the only way to defeat this huge cannon without dying. There we go, and then there's a blue power drink to completely refill our health. We ride the elevator back up, and there we go. Let's defeat the green guy. He again did not drop a power drink. That sucks, but we have to accept that, I guess. And then this thing appears, and now we cannot get past it. Absolutely impossible. We don't have any... I'm pressing up, you can hear it. Hear that sound effect, but nothing happens. Our weapons aren't being changed. We lost the Cobra Assault Cannon after the game over, even although we technically still had one shot. I mean, we had 2 bullets and used one here, so we still had one left. But yeah, we lost that. We also lost the machine gun. So yeah, we cannot defeat this guy with the normal gun. So let's try to walk past it. Doesn't work, as you can see. We walk in place against it, and so you can't win anymore. And this renders the continuous useless. You have to beat stage 4 on your first attempt. This was our 3rd game over, by the way. Or was it? Ah, no, you can actually continue 3 times. Ah, okay, I see. I was, for some reason, I was confused here. This is basically our 4th attempt at the game, right? We continued 3 times, so this is our 4th time that we play. Let's just kill ourselves, because we can't win anyway. Those robots here only deal 1 bar of damage. How many bars do you have anyway? It roughly looks like 20, I would say. Why is there a machine gun here now? Maybe those robots can actually drop a Cobra Assault Cannon. But the problem is that you don't have infinite time to try out. They dropped the power drink here. So yeah, we're stuck here. Let me demonstrate what happens if you get a full game over, basically. There we go. Game over. Okay, and now the thing is, that's it. This is horrible programming. We're stuck on the screen. I'm pressing start, but nothing happens. I press select, nothing happens. D-pad, nothing happens. A, B, nothing happens. I just pressed every button on the NES controller, nothing happens anymore. Couldn't they at least bring you back to the title screen now and let you choose to start a new game? I mean, that's a really, really shitty way of programming you to only have 3 continues at maximum. This is bullshit. The only thing we can do now is to reset the game. There we go, we've resetted the game. You see the high score got saved, it still says 43,000. But if you actually turn the game off, then the next time you turn the game on, it will say high score 0 again. But if you reset, then it gets saved. Not that it is important anyway, nobody gives 2 fucks about the score here. But yes, let us accept this first part as a demo of why this game is really not good. We've seen the first fatal error of the game, which is not providing a Cobra Assault Cannon in stage 4, where you need it. That's absolute fucking bullshit. And the other thing that I really find weird is how after a complete game over, you're stuck and you have no other choice but to reset your game. That's just a minor inconvenience, but that is still weird and honestly bullshit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part, and I will see you at the next one.